The San Antonio Spurs are easily going to be one of the most watched teams in the NBA for pretty much the next couple of years, mostly in part to their superstar youngster, Victor Wembanyama, and his unreal play that he's posted in just his rookie season. But those who have been following the Spurs for some time know that they have a whole host of interesting characters, most of which, being Jeremy Sochan. Those who loosely follow the NBA probably know his name from some low-light compilations of him making some interesting decisions on offense, including missing Wemby on some pretty easy lobs and taking some very questionable shots. But I'm here to say that these outliers aren't the full Jeremy Sochan experience. I mean, the kid is only 20 years old and in his second NBA season, and Pop has him playing out of position, which means it's obvious he's going to make some mistakes here or there. But I think Sochan has a lot more potential than most think, but at a position I haven't heard many talk about, and this is probably going to sound strange, but hear me out. Now, in Sochan's rookie season, he made the all-rookie team in large part due to his defense, and relatively solid scoring as a rookie. Now, this is the great part about him. He stands at 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan, and in his rookie season averaged 11 points and 5.3 rebounds on a pretty solid 45% shooting a game. Now, even though he only played 65 games, he started 53 of them at power forward, and made a name for himself as a sort of mini Dennis Rodman. And you can honestly see, the relation between them. He dyed his hair, he was sort of that same defensive pest, but like the NBA is a much, much different game than it used to be. Now, this season has been more successful in some areas and far less in others. Now, he's playing more minutes this year and taking more shots, which is great, but at a less efficient rate than last year, which isn't too bad, but still, you obviously want to grow in efficiency, but it's not really too big of a deal since he is only in his second year. His three-point shooting, however, has taken a huge leap, which is a very, very good sign, but he is turning the ball over slightly more as he's finding himself running the offense, more often. Now, let's take a break here. Why in the world is a power forward running the offense? When you have the greatest rookie talent we've seen since LeBron, and you'd obviously want to run pick and rolls, get him the ball, pretty easy plays like that. Well, remember how I said that Sochan was playing out of position? He has actually been playing a lot of point this year and running the point, basically being the guy on offense who facilitates the ball, sets up the offense, that kind of thing. And it's a mystery to many as why in the world you'd play this guy at point when you literally have a young point guard in Trey Jones, and even more, the net rating of these two lineups are pretty staggering. With Jones at point, and the Spurs have a net rating of 7.3 and an offensive rating of 117.56. On the flip side, with Sochan in the lineup with Wemby, they're posting a net rating of negative 6.31 and an offensive rating of 109.60. The major benefit with these two lineups is defensively, obviously, with Sochan-Wemby lineup having a defensive rating of 115.91 and the Sochan-Jones lineup only having 109.79. If this was 2004, the Sochan-Wemby lineup would be elite. I mean, they'd basically be the new age version of the Detroit Pistons, but it is, let me check my watch, 2024, and the game is vastly different, especially the offensive pacing. Even more, Wemby plays better when Jones is on the floor, with his true shooting percentage rising from 50.8 to 61.7. And what this mainly shows is that if the Spurs could get an elite lob threat like Trae Young, they would literally be unstoppable. I mean, imagine what a Trae Young Wemby pick and roll would look like. Just picture it for a second. But this circles back to our original question: what in the world is Pop cooking with Jeremy Sochan? Well, so far, the guy looks like he has potential, but is having trouble finding a spot to stick within the lineup. He at one point this season had the worst plus-minus in the entire league, and is still one of the worst in the whole league. So, is the guy a bust? In my opinion, I think that Pop is cooking up something pretty insane, but if it pans out, can turn the Spurs into a generational force, just like in the late 2000s and the late 90s. Well, whole 2000s and 2010s and the late 90s. Now, I'd say, as Sochan is now, his best comp is sort of a prime Ben Simmons. And I know that sounds insane, but I need you to hear me out for a second. I think that's what Pop is trying to turn him into. As much as we love to clown Ben, his skill set was actually incredible. Not only was he an elite defender, he could run the point and grab rebounds due to his taller height than usual for a point guard. His biggest shortcoming was his reluctance to shoot, which is what the Spurs are trying to fix with Sochan. They actually had him shooting free throws with one hand just to get a better grip on his free throw shooting form so they can fix some of those shooting problems. His three-point shooting has actually improved, and if he could increase his volume slightly as well as increasing his overall efficiency, he could possibly become what Ben Simmons was supposed to be. A guy who's like Magic Johnson light. And imagine they have Magic Johnson light with Wemby. Imagine Magic Johnson with Wemby. Now imagine Magic Johnson light with Wemby. It's the second best thing and pretty much as good as you're going to get with a guy who's 20 years old who can grow with Wemby and your already really young team. The Spurs lineups are already better defensively with Sochan, but worse offensively with Sochan at point. But if you learn how to run the offense and make better plays, they could have the best of both worlds just like that. I think it's a shot in the dark, but I think with him only being 20 years old, it's really not a bad idea. They should try and experiment with him while they can. The Spurs aren't really expected to win games, so they can have the liberty of losing a lot and sort of developing the guy. But at the end of the day, they're going to be forced to make a decision, and it's really going to come down to how well Sochan can develop. But what do you guys think about the Jeremy Sochan experience as a whole? Do you think the guy's a bust? Do you think he's not really that good? I think that he is a young talent, but he definitely needs time to develop in this league so he can sort of express his full potential. But either way, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, put what you think down in the comment section below. And if you like the video, make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subs this year. Thank you guys for helping out. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I appreciate all the love, everything. I love making content. So thank you guys, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.